Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cornea Impression. What we have today is Mercedes' latest 7-seater or 5-seater, depending on how you spec, GLB SUV. Now the car that I particularly have is the GLB 35 AMG, the performance oriented version of this car. And let me take you through how it looks. If you guys remember the GLK, which was the boxy SUV back in the day, that is what has inspired the GLB. Let's talk about the front. The front gets this boxy headlight, very GLK inspired as well. It comes with a multi-beam setup. It has the AMG panamerica grille over here, a front apron and a blacked out pack, which is apparently known as the night pack. 20-inch rims with Continental tires, a 4-wheel drive system which is clearly shown on the side, and blacked out bits everywhere. If you look at the side profile, it is a nice, tall, boxy looking thing. Now the AMG version sits lower than the standard GLB. Obviously this is a performance oriented car, so it has to have that more sporty, aggressive, dynamic look. Because of the fact that it has this particular shape which is boxy and round, there is a lot of space in the rear. It can clearly seat 2 adults in comfort, maybe a third one in the middle as well, a small person, but that's going to be tight, but 4 people can sit comfortably. Now it has 7 seats. This particular car has only 5, but you can get 2 more at the back, and then these seats fold down flat completely, giving you access to those. Obviously, as you can see, if 2 adults can sit here, you can't be sitting back over there. It's going to be only for children, or unless you want to torture somebody and send them back over there as a punishment. But yeah, all in all, decently spaced for 4 adults and 2 children if you spec it with 7 seats. With the GCC spec, or the spec that we need in the Middle East, we always get a full-size tire, so hence that takes up a lot of space. And that's our camera equipment. And let me put this back as well. Yeah, okay, that's done. Anyways, one of the good things it has is a grab handle in case you want to close something. You can just pull it down and it closes automatically. The rear has the signature Mercedes SUV tail lights. This is the shape you will see on the GLE and the GLS, its bigger brothers. It has blacked out exhaust and a diffuser at the back as well. Now the car sounds pretty decent while on the go, but if I'm going to rev it now, because of a soft limiter, it's just going to sound meh. But when you drive it, it definitely does have an interesting sound. Let us talk interiors on the Mercedes GLB 35 AMG. Yeah, power. Yeah, well, when you look inside, it's pretty spacious for 2 adults in the front. It's got nice leather contrasting stitching everywhere. Well, looks like carbon fiber, but it's plastic. Turbo vents, AMG steering wheel with the adjustable dial, so you can put it in sport plus from this particular mode. You can see the screen over there as well. You can even choose the suspension setup from here. So you go AMG, press it, this is traction control off, comfort, auto start stop, and this chunky AMG steering wheel, which is very good to look at and feels very good as well. It has the Burmeister sound system, and if you go to see, multiple ways of setting up ambient lighting. I mean, I think over there 60 plus. Okay, let's find them. Okay, so you can even get the seat, I forgot about this, the seats to move around to kind of improve blood flow circulation, so that you kind of be energized and don't fall asleep. So this kind of massages you, not massages, but like moves around, like vibrates, so that you can have blood flow moving around in your body and be more attentive. But coming to ambient lighting, you can choose the color, brightness, which is full bright, brightness zones, Where does the light move? I mean, insane. Why would you need all of this? Why? Okay, so this is a color. You can choose the colors. You can even choose different type of themes. So right now it's color mix. We can go ocean blue, where everything turns purple and bluish and indigo-ish. And then there's purple sky and red moon. I mean, imagine there's a team of people whose actually job is to come up with these names in Germany. Fire red. Yeah, I feel like some fire red today. Imagine this. There's people whose jobs are to come up with these names. No, you can have one color. Just one color. Yeah, too many choices. I'm going back to color mix to let Mercedes decide what color to put when. So sometimes I'll be surprised. It's purple, sometimes it's green, sometimes it's yellow. Fun, right? Yay! Ambient lighting. But let's get serious. It has two screens over here. It's smaller than the more premium models, but it has all the features. So this one's for the driver and this is the common one in the center. The screen is intuitive, it moves around. I mean, there's a bit of lag. You can figure out what's happening, but there are tons and tons of options in this by itself to be able to nitpick and choose and set it up exactly how you want it. It has the AMG performance modes, shows you the vehicle, what it's doing, G-force, blah blah blah, all of that, like you need it in an SUV. Engine, fuel consumption, all of that. Very technical, very technological, very hi-fi, very futuristic. There are a lot of ways where you can use Mercedes' MBUX system. One is from the touchpad over here, okay? So this can also be used by the passenger as well. So it makes it easy for them to use it. One of the unique bits is you can rest your wrist over here. So which is a good thing. I like it. It's very comfortable. You can also use a touch screen over here. Obviously there's voice command, but I'm not going to use that. And then you can use it on the steering wheel. Now out of all the ways you can use it, the one on the steering wheel is the worst one, because one, it's not accurate, it's laggy, and the button is too small. So you're trying to slide around this and then you're looking at the screen wondering what's happening, and it's just all too confusing. The left one does it for the center screens. So what you can do on the left one is when you go completely on the right, you're adjusting the right screen over here, if you can see that. So there you go, you're adjusting that. And let me go back to the original with the RPM. Okay, then you scroll one left and now you're doing the center one. So you can customize that. Oh, what's that? Okay, so this is the consumption and charge. Well, it's not an EV technically. Yeah, this is how you're going to maximize your fuel efficiency. How many kilometers we have driven from the start, driving time, fuel consumption, average speed. And then you scroll one more left, which I just did, and then you get the left screen, which is a clock, speedometer, again the same fuel gauge kind of thing. And then you can change the settings for suspension over here from these buttons. This is traction control off, and this is for manual. When you're in manual mode, you can use these chunky paddle shifters over here. Yeah, they're pretty good, they're pretty long. So they come halfway down over here, so which is pretty cool, and you can use them to drive around. And I like the feel of them, really nice solid feel. All in all, the quality of the interiors is pretty solid and well defined. For a car that's entering a budget price point, it feels solid. So the GLB 35 AMG comes with all options included. There's nothing that you can actually spec. It has everything. It even has a dual panoramic roof on top. It has all the options that you can think of ever inside, already fitted as standard. The only thing that you pay extra for is the paint. AMG. These are three alphabets every petrolhead loves to hear. AMG now is owned by Mercedes. I'm sure you know that because you're on this channel and you're a petrolhead or a car enthusiast. But AMG used to make, or still makes, highly performance oriented cars. You know, Mercedes AMG SLR.
How may I help you?
Yes.
Could you repeat your input, please?
That definitely is going in the video this time, because this car or any Mercedes always does that with the new MBUX tech system.
What can I do for you?
Nothing at all. Thank you.
Not at all.
This is what happens with the new MBUX system at a lot of times. The car is hearing you and it just kind of eavesdrops on all your conversations and then interrupts you while you're trying to vlog or make a video. But let's get back to the point. AMG made a lot of performance cars, such as the Mercedes McLaren SLR, the AMG GT or GTS, the AMG GT 4-door coupe, and multiple cars. And these are true blown V8 monsters. Well, now all of them are not V8 monsters, but true blown performance cars, and they've been doing phenomenally well. Legend goes to say that back in the day, when you would have an AMG car, you would need only 3 bits of kit made from AMG. So it could be tires, it could be a steering wheel, it could be a body kit, it could be anything that's made by AMG, not only performance oriented parts. So it could be a cosmetic set of pieces, 3 pieces, and you could call yourself AMG, or you could badge your car with AMG logo or branding. Now, well, because Mercedes owns AMG, they've been putting out AMG on pretty much anything and everything, and taking the rule that you need to have any 3 parts which are only made for AMG cars. They can do that technically, but does that make it right? Does that make it worthy of an AMG badge? You know, does that make it performance oriented? Well, what we have here today is the Mercedes GLB 35 AMG. I'm saying AMG a lot, but that's what this whole video is about. Now, the GLB 35 is basically a performance-oriented version of the GLB SUV. You can get this with 5 seats and 7 seats. The one I am in doesn't have 7 seats, it only has 5 seats, but you can option it with 7 seats. And since it's an AMG, it's supposed to have all the performance bits as well. This car has the same engine, 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that's there on the A35 AMG as well. It produces 306 horsepower and it is mated to an 8-speed dual clutch transmission. It does 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds and sounds decently good. Yeah, and since it does 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds, it does make this nice little grumbly sound and pops and bangs when you downshift as well. My question is, how much of the pops and bangs and the sounds are real and how much of it are synthesized? Mercedes, can you answer me that? Coming back to the handling of the car, it definitely handles decently. It's quite bumpy. When you drive the car around, it goes over all the bumps and all the holes and everything, and you can feel everything, which is a good thing for the driver in a performance oriented SUV, but not great for the passengers. They kind of get annoyed. And when you're in comfort mode, even though there is supposed to be no turbo lag, the car is a bit jerky and laggy. That kind of annoys most of your passengers. The steering weighs up nicely, letting you know how much grip you have. It handles corners with ease. The thing with this car in corners is that it handles very well. It has all the grip, it gives you the necessary feedback. So when you put it into a corner, it goes in, and then as you keep pushing, it starts going outward. So there's oversteer slight and then it starts understeering. Very unique characteristic trait to this particular car. The GLB 35 AMG comes with a 4-wheel drive setup. It has adaptive dampers, sports suspension. It even has a knob over here which you can turn from comfort to Sport Plus. Now, the difference between comfort and sport is not big of a deal, but when you move it to Sport Plus, that is when the car changes characteristics. the performance becomes much more tappable and much more usable. It becomes that tad bit more aggressive. This car is priced at 260,000 dirhams or $71,000. If it comes to India, it's going to be roughly around 80 lakh rupees. Do you need a GLB 35 AMG? Regardless, it is fun, no doubt about it. But is it fun enough to buy? No. My advice is buy the regular GLB, save up on that money, and then go and buy something else that is truly fun as a driver. If you need a one-car garage and it has to be a performance-oriented car, then definitely this is a strong contender. But go out and check the competition before you decide. Until next time, like, comment, share and subscribe and click the bell icon and stay tuned for daily or weekly content depending on which platform you're seeing this at. Until next time, bye. No, it didn't bang, it just braked by itself. So there is no accident, nothing happened. The car found its own parking space, decided to park, and then freaking panicked and lost the plot. My cameraman himself.